resist. Resist your stretching. Hi guys, Jason from Mr.Physio. Today I'm going to explain why you get the clicking sound in your wrist, especially around the pinky side. So I'm going to show you massages and exercises to stop the pain and the clicking sound. Let's get it. There may be many reasons for the clicking sound, but it normally occurs from one of the muscles called extensor carpi ulnaris. This muscle starts from your elbow and goes all the way down to the base of your hand. And as you can see, this muscle passes right next to the pointy bone around your wrist. So the muscle's main function is to lift your wrist up like that. And the second function is to take your wrist out to the side. But when you use your hands, for example, like you're using a computer, clicking mouse like that, you actually tend to use that muscle in a shortened position. This is a neutral position and this is an extended position. So that muscle sits in a shortened position. So it can get tight. And when you try to, turn your wrist side to side like that, that muscle has to be stretched out. But it doesn't. It can't because it's just too tight. That's when you get a clicking sound, because the tendon of the muscle is actually being wrapped around that pointy bone. Basically, this muscle gets tight first, pulling the tendon away from the bone, and that will increase the tension of the tendon, and the tendon is not likely to get stretched out whenever needed. That's why we need to loosen the muscle and do exercises to lengthen that muscle tissue and the tendon as well. I don't recommend rubbing the tendon around there because the tendon doesn't like to be compressed against the bone. To palpate the muscle, you need to put your fingertips between these two forearm bones, like that. And you move your fingertips more towards the pinky side, so along this bone. So push down and move towards the pinky side. If you move your wrist up and down or side to side, you can feel the muscle kind of moving. You can use a pen or other tools because your other hand can get tired. So massage for about 30 seconds and move your wrist up and down and side to side while pressing down on it. Basically, you can massage all the forearm muscles, but I will address them next time. So after massaging, we're going to do an exercise that lengthens up the muscle tissue while using that muscle. I explained why this kind of eccentric exercise is better than static stretching in the last video, so please watch that as well. For this exercise, you're going to stretch out your wrist while resisting. So I'm pulling my right hand towards myself while pushing it down with my left hand. In this way, this muscle keeps contracting, but I'm going to forcefully stretch that muscle out while that muscle is being lengthened or being activated. One more time, start with the muscle in a shortened position, keep using the muscle, and then slowly push your wrist down like that. But I'm still pulling my wrist towards myself while doing this action. That will facilitate your muscle's eccentric control, which means your muscle is able to lengthen up properly while controlling that stretching force. And do about 3 sets of 15 to 20. Next exercise is also similar, but the direction is different. So you try to push your wrist down like that against your left hand, for example, and then pull it up towards you. So that's the muscle's second function, and you try to use the muscle while stretching it out. So you try to push down and maintain that muscle's contraction while pulling it towards you. For both exercises, you can do them with your elbow bent and with your elbow straight, because it's two-jointed muscle, which means this muscle runs two joints. So it works differently depending on the elbow position. So there you go, this is a new way of stretching that I always talk about. Resist. Resist that stretching force. That will make your stretching much more effective. I will see you next time. Rehab safely.